this once. And I want to
subscribe.
Car D Kaizoku.
If I was a baker, I'd have a pastry on. Starter Deck 10, the 3 captains, releases in a month. The MSRP for it is $29.99, which is almost triple that of a normal starter deck. Is Starter Deck 10 worth 3 times more than a normal starter deck? Let's go over what we'll get from it. So Starter Deck 10 will feature our first red-purple leader. Well, 3 of them actually. Say what? Yes, this is more of a premium starter deck. Along with containing 3 leaders, each card in the deck is also holographic. Normally I'd go over which few cards are actually worth it in a starter deck, but it's hard to find any card that isn't worth it in this deck. It was designed to be able to be played at a high level right out of the box, but as always, it will perform much better once mixed with cards from older sets. Playing the Starter Deck 10 leaders when they first came out in Asia was some of the most fun I had with the One Piece card game, so I'm really excited for this release. Let's go over the 3 leaders. Trafalgar Law is a red-purple slash attribute leader with 5000 power and 4 starting life. His leader ability reads, activate main once per turn. If you return 3 Dawn, place up to one of your opponent's characters with 3000 power or less at the bottom of the owner's deck, and play up to 1 character card with the cost of 4 or less from your hand. So Law is my favorite of the 3 leaders. His leader ability allows for some very interesting combos. The bottom deck and the character cheating out effects are actually independent of each other, so you have flexibility in how you want to use it. He won't really get to shine until OP05 though, but I do have some OP04 videos with him if you want a more in-depth look into how he plays. I will be doing an updated deck list as well once Starter Deck 10 is closer to release. Monkey D. Luffy is a red-purple strike attribute leader with 6000 power and 3 starting life. His leader ability reads, activate main once per turn. If you have 0 Dawn cards on your field or 8 or more Dawn cards on your field, add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck and set it as active. Luffy was the powerhouse leader that showed immediate results when he entered the scene. He was a ramp deck that had a 6k stat line, but with the restricted list, Luffy will be dead on arrival in the English meta. 4 Ninebeard and 4 Radical Beam are unfortunately essential for the deck, but we'll only be able to run 1 copy of both. OP05 helps Red Purple Luffy be a top meta deck, but if the restricted list stays into OP05, Red Purple Luffy will fade into obscurity, so be wary of that before investing into him. Eustace Kid is a red-purple special attribute leader with 5000 power and 5 starting life. His leader ability reads, if you have 4 or more life cards, give this leader minus 1000 power. When attacking, when you return 1 Dawn, this leader gains plus 2000 power during this turn. Kid has seen no placements in Asia, even into OP05. It's just kind of awkward not being able to freely attack into leaders or even 5k characters early on until you're at 3 life. Here are some of the notable cards in the deck. If you don't already have copies of OP01 Searchinami and Rush Zoro, you'll get 4 copies of both in the starter deck. They're staple cards in red. Zoro is sitting at $13 per card at the moment at the time of this video, so buying Starter Deck 10 is already cheaper than buying 4 copies of this card. 10 cost Luffy is a card that sees play in Red Purple Luffy alongside 9 cost Whitebeard. Shotche and Penguin is a pivotal card in Red Purple Law, filling in the roles of ramp, attacker, and 2k counter all in 1 card. Blocker Trafalgar Law is one of the highest value cards in the starter deck. Every purple deck runs him now. He punishes a lot of the decks that like to have large hands, forcing people to want to counter earlier to stay under 7 cards. Heat is an option in Red Purple Law until we get better support in OP05. Beppo is essential in Red Purple Law to ramp back up the Dawn we use for our leader ability. 7 cost Kid is pretty essential and is played in many purple decks. Purple Luffy, who is the top meta deck in OP05, needs him. Red Purple Luffy needs him. He even boosts some of the off meta decks like Magellan quite a bit. So is Starter Deck 10 worth buying? The answer is a resounding yes. It is one of the highest value starter decks since the first 4 that were released with the game. But who is this starter deck for? Well, if you want to build Red Green Law, this alongside with Starter Deck 1 and Starter Deck 2 gets you like 95% of the deck. If you want to build Straw Hat Zoro, Nami and Rush Zoro are 2 of the most important cards in the deck. If you want to build Red Purple Luffy and gamble on them lifting the restricted list in English, you'll need this deck for the leader itself, character Luffy, Law, and Kid. If you want to build Red Purple Law, this starter deck gets you halfway there to a competitive OP05 Red Purple Law deck. If you want to build OP05 Purple Luffy or any of the other off-meta purple leaders, you could pretty much go either way with getting Blocker Law and 7 cost Kid as singles, or just getting 2 starter decks for the other pretty cards that it comes with. So was this a result of how abysmal starter deck 8 and 9 were? That could be. Those two starter decks barely had any usable cards, and it's the only One Piece product I still ever see on shelves because like no one's buying it. But anyway, that's my analysis of starter deck 10. I myself have had 2 copies of it pre-ordered since I had a blast with the leaders in the eastern region a couple months ago. I hope this video helps you decide whether to pick these up or not, and I hope they release more starter decks like this in the future. I'm gonna put in some OP05 Red Purple Law footage here, just so you guys can see how the deck works and just to pad the video out. Okay, enjoy. We have a Red Purple Law versus Anal. We can keep this. I think it's a good hand. Actually, I don't know. I don't have too much experience in this matchup, but we both pass with no plays. 3 down leader attacks us for 8, we'll take. Alright, we don't really have anything to hit. Guess we'll just swing 5k at their leader. They take, I guess we could, oh nope. I thought we could block or law, but they get a shoutout trigger that lets them search. Lucky, but they whiff. Can't click anything. Oh, I guess they were still rearranging cards. Guess we'll drop Zorojiro and pass. They play Gedatsu and kill our Zorojiro. Unfortunate. Attack us with their leader for 5. We'll take one more. Right, so Beppo. I want a Gordon to get rid of this guy, but no Gordon to get rid of that guy. We'll play Kid for sure. Then we'll bottom deck Shura. Bring out a 3-cost Law, and then we'll swing 6k at their leader. Leave 1 down up for Radical Beam, I guess. We have a lot of counter in hand. We probably should have attacked for 7. Counter for 2. Yeah, everyone plays around the 4-cost blocker Law now. If Gedatsu swings for 7, I guess we might as well Radical Beam that. Now that we have the Dawn up and we're at the life threshold. Yep, they swing for 7, we'll Radical Beam. Leader for 7, we'll block with Kid, counter for 2. They play Ohm. Maybe they find a Holy. No Holy, but maybe they have one in hand. We'll see if they cheat it out. They do take quite a while to rearrange their cards. I wouldn't be surprised if the Holy pops up right now. Yep, there's the Holy. Holy crap. We're at 6, they're at 7, so our Law can draw for us. Let's be smart about this. Alright, so this Ohm still has only 5k power. But for now we'll play... What do we play? No, we get rid of him now. We'll play Otama onto Ohm. Then we'll play Rush Zoro. We'll activate our leader ability. Bottom deck the Ohm. Bring out a Beppo. We'll swing 6k at Gedatsu and draw into a Beppo for counter. And we'll just swing a bunch of 6ks at him. Oh, he just dies, never mind. Rush Zoro at their leader for 5. Take. Kid at their leader for 6. They take, I guess, leader for 7. And then they'll do their leader ability shenanigans. So at least we'll get them to discard a card in hand. We'll pass. Alright, I think we're wide enough that maybe we can finish him off next turn, I hope. We could have Dawn for El Thor, which would be annoying. I think we use every counter we can to save our board right now. So Holy attacks 5k into Law, will counter for 1. Anil attacks for 5, will counter for 1. They play Yamato. They can kill a 3-cost, yep. And then they heal 1 too, that's annoying. Oh, they kill our Otama. Why Otama? Okie dokie. Swing 5k into Holy and draw another blocker Law. But now that they know we have it, they'll use counter, or they let Holy die. Shoot on Rush Zoro, attack for 7. They take, we'll blocker law. Okay, they took. It's good for us. They Thunderbolt trigger our kid back down to 6 cards. How lucky of them. What the heck? How lucky can one guy get? Dude on Beppo, attack for 7, ramp. They take. And then 8k leader attack. Just get him to 0. Hopefully. Or at least burn 2 cards from his hand right now. They take, okay, their leader ability, it may be inactive, but they probably can play 9 cost Yamato. We'll cheat out another body just so that we're still aggro and pass. If they play another 9 Yamato, we'll lose 1 body max this turn. He had like 5 cards in hand. He couldn't defend an 8k hit. I guess they're running a lot of the non-counter cards like Lin and Yamato. And 7 cost Enel. Alright, 9k Yamato into Law. I not stop this. I could, but I don't think it was worth it. 3 cards. They must not have any other way to heal except for 9 Yamato, right? And we're at 2 lives, so can't really hit anything on our board. And then their leader will swing for 6, we can counter for 2. And if they can't heal 1, then their leader ability cannot save them because it's inactive right now. Yeah, I think him hitting that Otama that turn is what cost him the game, because I'd have 1 less body right now. But he could still win this anyway. Ooh, the attack with leader for 7 into Beppo will counter for 3. And let's hope he doesn't have the 7 cost Enel. He does. He has rush. Those are Beppo. Alright, we have 3 bodies to try to finish with. They pass. I guess we 7 Dawn Law, attack for 12. Get them to use their L Thor. Probably could have thought out the better way to split the Dawn, but just want to get this game over with. L Thor, oh no, they just lose. Nice, we win. Wow. Okay, bye. We have a red purple law versus red green law. Let's see who's more aggro. I think we can work with this. Yeah, there's probably nothing in their deck besides their blocker laws that we can't hit with our leader ability early on. They play Nami, pick up a rush Zoro. We cannot leader ability just yet, so we'll just pass. Dawn leader attack us for 6, we'll take 1. They play a Bedge and then a chopper and pass. We will swing with our leader for 5. They'll take this. We'll develop a Zoro. Bottom deck their chopper, bring out a Beppo and pass. I probably should have brought out a Shashi Penguin. That'll bring me back to 3 Dawn and I'd be at 5 next turn. But this works too, I think. I can still Shachi Penguin next turn and be back to full Dawn. Attack us with the leader for 6, we'll counter for 2. They play Zoro, I might have to Gamma Knife him. Yep, they play the Zoro and then Bonnie and pass. Alright. Playing with Beppo for 5 and ramp 1. They take on Zoro Juro, attack for 5 and ramp. They counter for 1. Attack with our leader for 5. We Shachi Penguin, we'll be at 3. Yeah, we'll still ramp 2. They counter for 2. We'll play yeah, we'll play Beppo. Turn 3 Dawn, bottom deck Bonnie, bring out a Shachi Penguin and pass. So we're pretty low on counter, but we have a scarier board than he does. We just have to be able to defend the leader hit and the Zoro hit. The Dawn Zoro attacks Zoro Juro, that I think we let that one go. Zoro Juro is too hard to defend. We got 1 Dawn with them anyway. They attack our leader with theirs for 5, we'll take to get cards in our hand. We play X-Drake to kill our Beppo. X-Drake is a good Gamma Knife target. but I ideally want to save it for his blocker laws. They play Chopper with the full board. I guess they're depending on top decks if they only have 2 cards in hand. We'll swing Beppo at Zoro. I should have maybe used my leader ability first so I get ramp with this Beppo. Zoro dies. Might as well, right? We'll Gamma Knife the X-Drake. Play out a Law. Use his Rested Dawn. Bottom deck the Drake. Back at 3 so we can actually Shachi Penguin. Ramp 2. Attack with this Shachi Penguin for 5. They take, then leader for 7. They may block this with Chopper. Or Garp, or Veg. Where did Garp come from? I guess I saw Gang, and I read it as Garp somehow in my head. They do that, they block. 1 Dawn leader attacks Shachi Penguin for 6. We'll counter this for 2. They play a Rush Luffy. Make him a 7. That I'm not going to defend. Bye bye Shachi Penguin. Yeah, I guess since I didn't ramp with Beppo last turn, I could ramp with Shachi Penguin. I don't know if that's worth. This time though, we'll do Dawn Law. Attack Luffy for 6 and draw another Law. That's the only target we could hit. Luffy die. Beppo attack for 5, ramp 1. They counter for 1, Shachi Penguin attack for 5. They counter for 2, leader attack for, now let's play hit first. Then we'll leader ability bottom deck the Chopper, bring out another Law. Then 2 Dawn leader attack for 7. They may take, yep they do. We'll pass, and I think this game is in the bag. They play blocker Law, bounce Nami back, replayer. Maybe find a Chopper. Nope, they get a 2k Brook. Oh no, this is the Film Brook. Leader attacks us for 6, we'll take. I think we may have it. They play Bonnie. Yeah, they can only counter 2 hits if we swing for 5ks, but back to 3. But it's a blocker Law. They concede, they leave. Okay, I guess our deck is good against red-green Law. Bye.
Card D Kaizoku.